Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Who's that,
Nora. Hello,
Liasa?
Naz.
Oh, is it
Me,
Nazim? That's
me.
Liasa. Okay.
That's I'm struggling today. I'm struggling today.
Okay.
I'm not who I'm supposed to be.
Normally I expect Anne-Marie to be saying hello.
Yeah, I'm schizophrenic here
Who is
today.
the intruder? Who is the
Hi,
intruder
Larshan.
at
Hi
Liasa?
there. Hi, colleagues.
Hi, Larshan.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Nora. Hi, my president-elect. Hi, Lashin.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good.
You look like you don't have rain that side. It's raining this side.
Oh, I'm not really. It rained last night.
Oh, okay.
Where are you?
I'm at work.
Myself.
Okay. Outside.
No, I'm not outside. It's just the back. How do you change the background? I can't.
You
I
go
don't-
to, I think it's in settings or some virtual back. If you click on the more, then there's a thing called virtual background. If you click on that, then it will allow you to change.
I know I did it
whatever.
once and I can't remember now.
Where do
Mine
you do
doesn't
that?
want to.
When you're in Zoom.
Yeah, you click
And
on
then
more.
you click. Where's
more? Where's more? I don't see more.
Oh my
At
word.
least it's
So
not
you-
just me.
Oh my word.
That's
So you-
another.
Okay, on
How
my
is
That's
it?
another
screen,
lesson.
I've got to mute the start video
There's a
share
virtual
screen,
background
participants,
version.
and then there's
Yes.
more with
Sorry,
3 dots.
Sorry, where's that?
I don't
You've
have.
got.
Oh,
No.
which one? Which device are you using, Lashin?
I use an iPad.
laptop.
Yeah, I think on the laptop it works differently.
Yeah.
But normally
imagine.
if you move your mouse or something, there's a little bar that comes up. I think that gives you options.
Where there are 3 dots or something.
There where it tells you
can't
to
remember.
mute or whatever.
But that's
Your
in your
microphone.
screen.
Is
For
it?
me, it's actually on my, where my picture is.
Uh,
I get a mute button coming up there and then 3 dots. But when I click on those 3 dots, it says mute my audio, stop video, rename,
yes.
pin video, and hide self view.
Oh.
On
Yeah.
where it says stop video, if you click on that, it gives you choose virtual background.
Oh, okay.
On the
Okay.
yeah, where it says stop video, yeah. Just go. There's a an arrow pointing upward, whatever you call that. If you click on that, it gives you choose virtual background.
Let me see if I get back to stop video. Nope, no arrows for me. That's okay. You either have to put up with looking at me or my name.
Oh, there's mine's
Okay.
removed. Mine worked. See?
Yeah, I see
Ah,
yours work.
Yes.
Oh,
I think I
yes.
like your
So now
other
you're in your
background
office.
more.
Okay.
Your other one was better.
My face,
Yes, it looks nice outside.
my face is good enough, you know.
Oh,
Yes, we have
okay.
to see you now and again that we actually are the people we say we are. Like, now that I'm retired and I have to get a pension, I have to prove that I'm alive every year.
Okay.
Pension review.
Well,
then you get a
Here
proof
I
of
am,
life
Nora. I'm
document.
also alive.
But Nora, you know what? But the problem with COVID, you have to prove that you're alive every day.
Exactly.
That's
True.
That's true. That's true, Lashin.
Yeah, that's
I'm
very
alive,
That's
Nora.
very-
I'm here.
That is very macabre.
I can see you.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa.
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Nora.
Hello,
Hi.
Teresa.
So you're going to switch your video on so we can see that it's actually you.
Yeah, it is me.
Because all we're seeing is a name.
Yeah, I must tell you the internet is not always very stable. So I only put it on when it's really necessary, you know.
Yeah, no,
Now
we
it's
understand.
necessary. We want to see you.
They want to prove it's you.
Just a second.
And then you can switch it off again.
Yes.
It's because I'm Liasa today, because there's no Anna Marie. So I'm
Oh,
schizophrenic.
I was just wondering what's happening.
Exactly.
Well, that's why you have to show your face as well.
Oh my word. You don't want to see my face. I haven't shaved. I haven't cut
you're
my
not in-
hair. I look like a
I
mad
wish-
person.
But
I
Nazim,
hope
there's-
it's
Been
not
through
the
that
same.
before with you, Nazim.
are you saying
so-
are you saying there's something different, Nazim?
Oh, you don't. You don't want to see him like
I'll
that.
choose.
Trust
I'll
me.
choose not to read anything more into that comment.
Lashen, you don't want to see him the way he's explaining. Trust me, he was like that
Exactly.
before,
See,
during
Rebecca
We've
knows.
seen it.
Okay.
We've
I
in
But
fact,
he's
understand.
now
seen that.
insisting. You see, that's what I look like.
That's quite normal.
Oh, please, no. My late mother used to say, "What is wrong with you? You look like a madman. Go and shave yourself and cut your hair."
Yeah, you see, it's because he was switching on the video now. That happens to me as well. Yeah, I think he must keep his video off.
I think so too, Teresa. I agree with you.
Yeah,
It's
that
Martian who
Yeah,
insisted.
just remember that Anna Marie was suggesting that for the Liasa in Touch, we will do another picture
Oh,
screen
Lord.
thing. So I said to her, and then she complained about the fact that she sent me some pictures and I was moving about a lot. And so it was like weird on my screen, was like quite weird.
Mm.
So I said to her that next time she needs to give us adequate warning so that we can actually do a proper picture. And I was hoping, Nazim, that it would go with your article. And you
Okay.
have until the 4th of Jan, Feb.
For the Feb.
Yes, so I will organize with Anna Marie for our next
Okay.
meeting that we do. So if
There
you
we
will
go.
please shave and clean up
No,
for
I
the next,
will.
And then
Because
we can do a
even
picture.
because even my wife has said, "When are you going to cut your hair? Look how you look." I said I was waiting for the weekend.
But
What
are
did
you
you
going to
say?
the barber? Are you going to the barbers now?
Yes, I do.
Mm,
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't. I mean, but I'm a bit scared here.
I
mm.
once tried to do it myself, and then it turned to disaster, and I immediately had to go to the barber.
Yes, me too. Me too. I've been trying it myself.
Mm. I went to the hairdressers last year for the first time since lockdown. It was in about August, which is why you can see my hair is now its natural color. And so I had a haircut. And so she cut I decided I'd cut everything off and go for a COVID look. So, and it was quite amazing, Lashen, because the place that I went to, the customers, the clients were all screened off in the washing, where the wash basins
Yeah.
are and stuff. And they were saying to me, they're based in an old house. And so in each room, they only had 2 or 3 stylists because they could only see 2 or 3 clients. And when you arrived, you weren't allowed in until it was your appointment. You had to stand and wait on the stoop.
Sure.
Until they let you in. And the stylists were all in PPEs.
Oh, good.
So you really didn't have any qualms about, you could even bring your own towels.
Yeah, you see, the problem is, Nora, we go to the little barbers around the corner.
You can't go
corner
to
shops.
that.
The so-called
Not on the
Pakistani.
pavement, please.
I go to the Pakistani ones, That's
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm leaving there.
Yeah, I first have to gather up my courage before I actually go, and then I think, let's just go. We'll see how it goes.
I hope they're wearing masks when you go.
No, they always do. And I only take it off when I've actually got to go sit in the seat and actually
Yes,
when I
me
come
too.
home, I take everything off and
Yeah.
blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. Take a shower.
Yes.
All right. I think we can start because Lebo and
Kagiso.
Kagiso will join us when they're here. They'll probably be here about 2:30. So I think we can start. I am not the best when it comes to sharing screens. I tried it now the other day when I had a meeting with Rocky and Wynand. It went so bad eventually I made Wynand the host and I made him share. Because he seemed to get the knack of it. I said, okay, Wynand, you're the host. And apologies for sending the minutes so late. It was I missed Rebecca's notes when she sent it the first time. And then asked her again, and I only managed to get through it this morning, etc. So my apologies for sending that so late. I was going to send you the, and I'm hoping I can get the sharing of the screen right. I meant to send you the redesigned posters as well for you to look at, because it came through this morning from Kagiso, but hopefully I'll be able to share things and we'll be able to see it. But I take it everybody received the agenda, you received the minutes. So if we can just... where is this now? Okay. Oh, Rebecca, I see I didn't... Am I looking at it right? I didn't change the date of the minutes. I mean, of the agenda. I think it's still, the file still says the 21st. No, I did change it.
You did
No
change
problem.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this morning I was multitasking because I was in the office and I was trying to do many things at the same time. So I don't know if there's
That
anything
was
anybody
good.
wants to add to the agenda. But I think it's long enough and enough things for us to get through without having to add anything. If we can maybe just deal with the minutes. If everybody's okay with it, I'm not going to project it on the screen. So if you could just follow on the version that Rebecca sent you. And if we can just deal with the confirmation of the minutes. So Rebecca, thanks for going through it again. I don't know what you picked up was a correction, but thank you for correcting that. So are there any corrections on page 1? I really did it very quickly this morning. So if there are any, Nora, I don't know if you went through it and picked up anything else. Page 1.
Let me unmute myself. I did see one grammatical error. I can't remember where it was.
Okay.
And so I am quite happy to say I did read through them. And I was quite happy to say that I would move to accept the minutes. And then if there's anything I see, I will, like, it wasn't content or anything like that. It was like minor typos. So if I see anything, I undertake to correct it and send it back to Rebecca.
All right. Okay. No, that's fine. Thank you. Is there anything else that anybody else picked up, or can we take it that everybody is happy with that the minutes are correct, that there are no major issues in it? And if so, Nora, can I just take it then that you the one accepting the minutes again?
Yes.
Okay, seconder.
I'll second.
Thanks, Teresa. Again, with matters arising, I'm not going to deal with it out of the minutes. All of the things that we're going to talk about will come up in the discussion, and then I'll just refer back to it if there's anything that we actually missed. I want to deal with the meeting a little bit differently today. So you'll see in the agenda I sent you, I'm listed 4 as the to-do list, and then all of the other things as a kind of a sub-bullet of all of those things. So I want to know if everybody's okay if we deal with the to-do list that I sent you now the other day, because that was really simplistic. But if we can do it that way, then we can unpack it as it comes up in the actual list, and then you'll see it will cover all of the things that's actually on here. But then we can unpack some of the things a little bit today. And then from here on out, then I'll update the to-do list in a very different format that I'm hoping will work better in terms of the actual work that must be done. And then we can just work off that document going forward. So if everybody's okay with that.
Fine.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so in the to-do list, there's the whole thing around the poster. So I'm going to try and share the screen now because I actually need to share. I need to show you. Now, how do I actually do this?
Share screen.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how to share the thing I want to share. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I know.
Let me just see if I actually. Does it mean I actually have to save something first somewhere and then I'd be able to share it? Is that how it works?
It must be open on your screen. It must be open on the screen.
Yes,
Okay.
you should have it on the screen that you're using.
Okay, let me see if I can put it on the screen.
You must minimize your Zoom screen and put it on that
Okay.
screen.
Okay. Now let me first find the actual thing. Let's see.
You haven't been to many Zoom meetings for the past year, I would think.
I've been to many, but I've never had to do these things.
Believe you me, he has been to many that he can't even count.
There we go. But I'm never the one who's having to share screens. I'm always the observer.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Vainat is our designated sharer.
Okay.
Because we get confused as well.
Okay. Okay. I think. Now, why isn't it showing?
We've been spoiled because we always have Anna Marie, so we just
Exactly.
dump it all on her.
I wanted to come to that point that I think you nearly saying, Anna Marie, please, and she's not here.
I now just go out of this again. Okay, so now it's asking me.
Yeah, Peter, I'm also using this small screen, my cell phone, so I'm not.
Because it said to me, "Do you want to share it?"
Yes.
I said Zoom, and then it went to Zoom, but I'm assuming it's not showing you what I wanted to show. It's not. You're not seeing the posters on your side, right?
Nazim, I'm going
to yet.
Which one do you want to share? What do you want to share?
No. It's the designers that we asked to redraft the posters. They sent it this morning via email, but I forgot to share it with all of you. So I have it on my screen.
What am I sharing?
Emails. You are you're sharing your emails.
Your email screen.
My email.
Okay.
My Gmail. Yeah.
We don't want to see those.
Okay.
Okay.
So but if you had opened your poster attachment, then we should have seen that on your screen.
That's what I'm trying. That's what's open by me. And I told it to share it to Zoom, and somehow it's not doing it.
Nazim, you want to send that to me via email, and I will share it. And I will share it.
Thank you very much. You're so kind.
Yeah, Larson has his uses.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't allow you, because there's a screen, you just share and it go to the screen. So
but that's what I mean. It's telling me that that's what it wants to do, but it's not at the
It's
end
not
of the day.
projection.
If Nikki was here, she'll tell me, see, that's why I don't do Apple.
That's the, but,
But it's not
but
about
that's
Apple.
but that's true. That's true actually.
Now, why isn't this, now this thing, oh, of course, because I got the flippant keyboard on. I keep forgetting if I put this keyboard on, it doesn't, I must type. I can't touch the screen and tell it to do things. Okay, Larson, I've sent it to you. Hopefully it will get to you.
Yeah.
You receive it?
Nope. You can talk so long, and we
Not
can
yet.
go on, and we can, when it comes
Okay.
through, I'll share it here.
Okay. All right. So we'll deal with the poster when it comes through to Larson and he can actually project it. I haven't obviously sent it to Exco yet, so it has to go to Exco for comments as well. What has happened since we had our last meeting, just to bring you into the loop, is after we had our meeting, I had a meeting with Nikki, and she had her own comments about the two posters. So when I asked Kagiso to send the redraft, I included Nikki's comments as well in terms of the posters. Hi, Kagiso. When you join us. So when it went off to the designers, it had our comments, what we had decided on, as well as Nikki's comments that she added to the pot as well. They obviously, in terms of our deadline, we gave them until tomorrow, but they've both actually returned the redrafted posters. So yeah, still not with you, Larson.
No, it's come through now.
As it comes through. Okay.
Yeah, just come through.
All right. So when you're ready to project, then you can project those.
Is it sharing now?
Yes, it is. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
At least
Okay, so
Grahamstown is much better. Okay.
it is. Hey. So anyway, so this is Anthony's one poster that he's redrafted for us based on what we'd asked him to do. So you'll see he's toned down the colors slightly so that magenta is not standing out, and it's amazing how much difference it actually makes. Some of the poster seems much lighter, and it's not so dark, because that was my sense of it. He's also, there's still not a great lot of social distance between people, but I don't know if it's because of the coloring, it somehow seems like they're more distance. And then you'll see on the iPad, he's taken out the word Zoom and has just added 4IR instead of Zoom. So I don't know if you want to comment on it now, or we go through all of the others that we have as well, and then we just comment on them as a collective.
I think
Who's
we
the-
can comment on it now. Hello,
Okay.
colleagues.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kagiso.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're
Okay,
okay.
so
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
We find Kagiso and now it's
Hi,
Polokwane.
Kagiso.
Yes, I was just saying that I think we can comment on it now, finish with it, and then move on to the other one.
All right.
but we
I
want to
was seeing it the
compare.
other way around.
I
Yes,
want to compare the two.
exactly.
This
All right.
one says wow.
Okay, so
My sentiment exactly,
other-
Nora.
so just before Larson shares the other one, so what Katlego's done is he's done 3 versions of the redraft. So there's going to be 3 posters, but it's the same design, just with a different coloring or whatever. Hi, Lebo.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Lebo.
Hi, Larson. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lebo.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hi,
Hello,
Lebo.
Lebo.
Hi,
Nora.
Nora. Hi, Teresa.
All right. I did press record, Lebo, so you don't have to worry.
Okay, I'm just writing from my continuation of
Okay.
poster discussion now.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Larson maybe show the others, and then we'll
Okay.
come back to them.
So Gatsao wanted to confuse us more with 3 more ad posts.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. I'm a bit challenged suddenly now.
Oh my word.
Right. So the first one was Anthony. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So this is the one. So remember, we'd asked him to maybe change it to a darker color, to make the characters wear masks, to not make it so book heavy, and in some of Nikki's comments that she didn't like about this particular poster, she didn't like the whole yellow piece at the bottom. So I asked him to also make it so that that whole entire piece is gone. They shift the characters to the bottom. And he's kind of done some of it. We've also asked him to use a little, to make the symbols a little different that it had on the original poster. So this is the first one. If you can show the other two, Larson. Okay, this is the second one. So one of the other things we'd asked him to do initially in our comments was to make the word matter as one solid word as well, to match the word libraries. Nikki, when she commented, she said that she actually thought the whole thing with the word matter is actually what makes it stand out in the way that it is. So that's why we kind of left it the way it was. But as you can see, it's the same as the one that you saw before. This is just the coloring is slightly different and it's darker. And then the last one that he sent.
You only sent me 3. Nazim?
Yeah, he sent 3
Yeah.
redrafts.
Yeah, but we've shown all 3 now.
No. But there should be 4 images.
Oh, in my email, no, there's 3 only.
Are you sure?
Oh no, there's one more. Sorry.
Don't disappoint me. Come on, Grahamstown.
Oh, the one in red, hey?
Yeah, the one in red.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just downloading that. Okay.
Okay, this is the last one, which is more or less the way the original poster was, except that the characters are not at the bottom. So this is exactly the way the poster was before. He just changed the color to a darker color. And the symbols is very much the way it was in the first one. So comments.
Yeah, this got the whole guy. Can you go back to the second, but just the one before this election?
It's a bit of a challenge, please. Do not pressurize me here.
I'm
No, joking.
asking kindly though.
I'm joking. So you want the
I think the one in black or background or something.
wait.
Because
No.
for me, the first one didn't. It's not enough. It's not for me. The colors are dull, and I don't want to even look at it again. So I'm trying to check the.
So you which one is it you're talking 2.2? Is that what she's asking for, Nazim, or 2.3?
I wouldn't know the 2.0 one.
It's 2.2.
2.2. Okay.
Yeah, it's, I think the number 2 that you.
Okay.
suggested.
Are you seeing it, Rebecca?
Yes, thank you, Lashin. And I'm seeing the changes as well. Thank you. Okay.
I must say the red, everything looks extremely clear on the red poster.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yes,
I-
true.
Yes, I
And
like the
please
red
go-
one too. But you know what? I was wondering how would this design look against the red background?
That's my point, because I would
Yeah.
want the
Yes.
people there to
Yes.
be how they are at the bottom,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
on the red background. That's why I wanted you to
Yes.
go back to this. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't know why with the red he didn't do it exactly the way this is.
Exactly. Let's go
Yes.
to
Because
the
I-
red and picture the people there.
Yeah. Kagiso?
I also agree, because when you look at the 3 posters that which he has provided, the red one, the people are situated below the word matter, and they are kind of clustered there. There is a lot of characters involved, and there are no masks on the characters which he has placed over there. It's nice that at the bottom he has placed books and stuff at the bottom of the poster, but I think maybe the red background on the first or the second design, it might look much better with that one.
Yeah. I know we're discussing this one, but I'm going towards Anthony's. I'm sorry. Because, well, yeah, we'll get there later, but this is the exact same design. All he's done is change the background color to red, from what I
Yeah,
can remember.
that's what I said.
But he
but
didn't
somehow,
take into consideration the change that we requested in the actual
yeah,
graphic elements.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
He
Which
just
he did
changed
in
the
the other
color.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I compare the 2, I actually think the characters at the bottom works better.
Yes.
Yes.
And the way he did the graphics around the laptop, somehow it looks much better.
Yes.
Yeah, and having and also the red, somehow the other, it's just picked up everything. It's changed the whole
Yeah.
look of the poster.
Exactly.
Yes.
The one thing I thought when I saw the red, it also stood out for me, and I thought, oh, I like the red. And then I could hear the voices in the back of my head saying, red is not a Liasa color.
That's true.
There's that too.
Yeah, that's true
But
too.
he does have the Liasa color in the dates, and I mean the logo will be there and stuff like that. So
No,
No,
sure.
even on the
Because we-
computer, they are the writing and all that. They are,
Yeah.
but the red, just the red, but it
yeah,
comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
stands
No, I
out.
was
The
just-
greens stand
I was
out
just thinking
quite
of the
nicely.
pedantic people. So.
Yeah, we're just being bold. That's all.
We've been told to be bold, so
Yeah.
Should we then go back to Anthony?
Okay.
So if
I don't know.
if I might say with
Teresa hasn't said.
Yes,
I think-
Teresa.
with the red one, the colors is, well, I believe in Christ and I'm a Christian and everything, but it's a lot of Christmassy like colors there in like the jingle bells, you know, that type of just coming out of Christmassy. I don't know. That's why I that wasn't my best choice of the three. The dark green was more like it can go with anything. That was more my fault of not everybody's into red, you know what I mean? And also
it's a very bold color.
Yes, I mean, in terms of photography, normally they advise also for people not to wear red. Red is a very difficult color to work with in any backgrounds, and it might display differently on different computers.
Then Teresa, Indian weddings will be a problem for you.
And Chinese New Year's will definitely be a problem. There's a lot of red.
I don't know, but I don't know. I never designed posters totally with red because I will use a darker type of red, you know, like at our health sciences library, we have the burgundy type of red color, more deep color. This one is just very bright for me, maybe a different tone, but not very bright.
I think Anthony changed the color of matter to white, didn't he? Or was it white before?
I'm trying to see. No, it wasn't white before. No, it was white before.
Oh, okay. It just stands out more.
It does.
Because he changed all the other colors that don't challenge.
I think it's because that magenta is not so vivid. It somehow makes the other things stand out. Because if I look at the original poster he did, he actually changed nothing in it except for that magenta. He toned it down. Everything else is exactly the same. And somehow it makes it look
lighter.
The thing is, it's just still too much. I don't know what's magenta, but this purple. Let me just say purple, right?
Okay. It was that pink color that he had.
It's very prominent. Before. It's still prominent. The purple seems to be very prominent all over this poster.
But somehow doesn't stand out as much as it did when it had that pinkish color.
Well, remember, yes. I see purple all the time because Rhodes is purple. So yeah, no, but I think this poster is good. It's just that I don't know, the color still seems a bit loud, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Don't we have the loud colors anyway? Because at the bottom there, I like there's a little bit of flag for South Africa, if you notice.
Yes.
And the way he toned the colors, I like it.
And it has all the Lyasa colors, so that's
colors
good.
As well. Yes.
2 years.
I also think it's very modern.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Other one, it's a bit of a static design, you know, like the old-fashioned designs, like we said previously. It goes with all the other designs, but maybe a change is also good. So that's why I'm thinking this is a lot more modern. The only element here I can't exactly see at the back is that the child, because remember last time we said it's a little bit too much academic, and I maybe see a lot of teenagers and academic, you know, students there, but I want to see 1 or 2 children, you know, smaller children. That's
the person looks a bit younger than the other people.
It looked to me like a young boy.
At the back, it does. It's a young person. Probably even the one second. It's just that it's a teenager or something.
A teenager, maybe.
Quite,
That's right in front.
Yeah, they went to school early.
Matriculants look like that today.
Matriculants, they look like they're in grade 5 or something.
You know, I was just thinking, this almost reminds me of the Marvel comic kind of graphics.
Yes, it's exactly like that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So What I am going to do, I mean, we don't have to come to, because Exco still needs to weigh in on this as well. So I'm going to forward the email to everybody, and you can still add your comments via email. It will also go to Exco for comments, and then obviously a final decision will be made about it. So according to the timeline, we said we give everybody time until next Tuesday to give comment, with a final decision to be made the Wednesday, based on the comments delivered. So
yeah, the final decision, because it becomes the cover of the March
of the
Liaison Touch
LIT.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and that still meets your 4th
Yes,
February
that's
deadline.
why. Yes, yes.
I just want to quickly
Working with a
ask,
plan, yeah.
I just want to quickly ask the lady that someone's holding in front. Can someone explain to me? You know who she is, what she's doing? I'm just not sure about that. She's holding a
Which
book.
one?
lady?
The one on the iPad.
Yeah. Oh, on the one on the iPad. Yes.
Yeah. We assume she's in some Zoom call, because originally it had the word Zoom at the bottom. Although if he could have, he should have actually then have put little pictures in there to make it look like a Zoom call. But anyway.
Okay. No, I was just wondering.
Okay. So in terms of the poster, that's kind of where we are now. And hopefully by the 3rd next week, and with added pressure from Nora, a final decision will be made and the cover of the LIT will be sorted. Okay. Lebo and Kagiso, just to bring you up to speed. So what I've done for today is, and you'll see it in the agenda I sent out, I'm doing the meeting according to what I put in the to-do list, because I thought we could unpack it a little bit more, and then it will cover all of the topics that's underneath that as a sub point, in case you're wondering how we're going about it today. Okay, so on the to-do list, the next thing I bunched together was the launch event. So I asked a question, and I suppose I just kind of want to get everybody's feel about it. You obviously have to go to Exco, and Exco has to make a decision. So in what was decided was that the launch event would be the Friday. So kind of following tradition, it will be the week before Library Week actually commences. My question is, why, if this is a virtual event, why can this not be done on the day when Library Week actually starts? It's not a face-to-face event. There aren't all those other things that we always have to take into consideration. If whatever we're planning for this day is a 90-minute thing, nobody has to fly anywhere. Can it not just be on the day when Library Week starts, as a means of kicking off the week? So I just want people's thoughts around that. As I said, it has to go to Exco again, and then Exco must say yay or nay. Comments?
I guess you don't see my hand. It's fine.
Oh, sorry,
Can
Rebecca. Go ahead.
Can I go ahead? Okay.
Go ahead.
By the way, before I proceed, when was the launch date? The Friday,
12th, I think it is.
12th. Okay. Because the start of the launch will be the Monday. I mean, the start of the Library Week.
Is the Monday, yes.
Yeah, for me, although we may not follow the tradition that we launch, on a Friday before, but it still makes sense, because you are introducing the week even if it's virtually, because if we wait for Monday to start, then we are also kind of delaying or kind of, what should I say, the libraries are waiting for the launch to open the event officially, if I may say that. So if we open on the day that other libraries would want to open, I don't know, but I'm not seeing much different in terms of launching it on the very same Friday. That will be my
Okay. Laura and then Larsen.
Okay. This may be something to think about. For me, the launch event, and especially now that we're hoping to do this, I have come across where people do a media launch of something, of an event, and then people just pick up in their local areas. So there's no reason to, as far as I'm concerned, and if I looked at all the programs of the international programs that you sent us for SILIP and all of that, they just have that week. They don't do anything because what we got obliged to do a launch. And I think originally we used to do it even on the Monday, but it had to do with the fact that it was face-to-face. And also that, we needed to travel. So I was just thinking back to the very first launch in Ituatwa, and then there was one in Kuruman was the second one. And it had a lot to do with the fact that we had to travel, that you wanted to get the kids out, that all of those things. So it had to be on a weekday. And that, of course, as the Department of Arts and Culture got involved, it was basically the launch would be at the minister's convenience. But I just wanted to put an idea to everybody. It's something I've been working with. I've been talking to Nazim about, because we still need to flesh it out. But when I thought about the launch event and the cost, and we were talking in Exco about, do we have a PCO, and what kind of platforms would we use, and if DSAC wants us to be on television, then how would all of that work? And I don't know how many people watched the presentation from the Department of Health on the vaccines and the vaccine program. But that was a Zoom meeting, and it was televised. And all the scientists that were part of the projects it was chaired by the Minister of Health, and he did the main presentation, and then Dr. Salim Abdul Karim took over, and he carried on with his part of the presentation. And then from there, they actually got, wherever they were in the country, various scientists to talk about their role in the project. And then they had a panel discussion afterwards, because the media logs into that. So it's a media briefing as well. But everybody could watch it because it was on TV. And I am thinking, why can't we do exactly that? If I know how it works, if I can find out how it works, which I am currently busy talking to one of the Minister of Health's communications team to find out how they actually did that broadcast from Zoom to television. Because the cost to Liasa would not be much if we can actually get a broadcaster to pick up on it. And then it can be on a Monday. I think it will be better for a Monday, because television programming in the morning, that's when they actually have cheap time. Because there's not very many people watching, or they've got kids programs, or they've got educational programs. So I'm just thinking that doing it on a Monday morning as part of an educational show where it's a Zoom meeting, which gets televised, may just be possible.
Okay. That's a lot to take in. Larsen can speak so long.
Well, Nora has mentioned all the things that I was supposed to speak to in terms of the availability for Fridays. That's the whole rationale why we used to have it on a Friday before, but I'm for having it on a Monday now, given it's an online event. All the in a physical presence, a Friday worked because of Exco availability, at the Exco's availability for that Friday because it was not. And then if we had a meeting or so the next day or whatever, we could go on with the Exco meetings. But yeah, so I'm saying I agree with Nora, and yeah, I'm just saying Monday should be the day because it's not. There's no need to have it on a Friday in terms of a virtual space. Thanks.
Okay, Kagiso?
Yes, I also agree with what Nora just said. And I'm also for the idea of actually having it on a Monday. Reason being that previously when we always had it on a Friday, I sort of believe that there would be media attention to it on a Friday. It would lose momentum Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we begin a new week and sort of not everybody is talking about it. So if we moved it on a Monday, it sort of makes more sense that we begin the week properly. So I also vote for Monday.
Okay, thanks, Kagiso. Teresa, your thoughts?
Yes, I also think to keep it to the Monday. I also think that, you know, from previous experiences, having especially online meetings on a Friday doesn't always work. You know, like go into the weekend early, they're not in that mood, but Mondays they know they have to. And also because of the timing as well, but also, you know, from previously, rather started on the Monday as we had it.
Okay. Lebo, thoughts on your side?
I can multitask, write and talk. But Monday, I'll just say Monday with everybody's comments. It's my comment.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Right.
Kagiso?
No, it's not everybody. I'm outvoted.
Except for Rebecca.
Oh,
yes.
Rebecca. Okay, sorry.
I've made a note of Rebecca's.
I'm sorry,
Kagiso,
Rebecca.
did you have your hand up again or?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was, okay, I was supposed to lower it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so at least from our side, except for Rebecca, I think most people feel it should move to Monday. As I said, it must go to Exco, and then Exco must decide how this will all pan out. In terms of the other things that you said, Nora, I've seen some of those, not necessarily this one about the vaccines, but I've seen others where it kind of, the concept that you're talking about, I've seen it working there. And it's an interesting take on doing the launch. So my question is, I take it your contact hasn't come back to you yet. And so can I leave this with you to find out the mechanics of it? And then we can come back to it. And if we find out how it works and we think it can work in our favor, then that's what we explore as the platform, so to speak, which is the next point on the to-do list.
Yes, so I've sent the person I'm speaking to, just so that everybody knows, is she works on the Minister of Health's communications team. They're a whole team of people with various media background, and in her previous job she was a producer at the SABC for very many years in the news department. So yeah, they have quite an amazing team of people, and so I'm trying to tap into that knowledge and expertise. so the mechanics of it. It also occurred to me, I remember Anna Marie saying that for example, if you were to have a professional conference organizer on a broadcast platform like we had with the virtual Indaba, then you pay per delegate. And then when I thought about this, I thought that you could have, you could still have, because the On-Air platform is a very professional platform. And I wouldn't want us to have a Zoom meeting where we're doing it ourselves and it looks like, you know, a garage band kind of thing. It needs to look professional. So, and we need to think about breaks in broadcast and, you know, all of those things. So what I thought is that if you actually minimized, I think we catered for 400 people for the virtual Indaba. But if you said we will cater for 100 people or 75 people, or whatever. So you basically invite a specific number of people to log in, because the rest would be able to watch it on TV or streaming or something like that. Then you minimize the cost, but you still get a professional production. The point is to get it out to as many people as possible, and that is where the broadcast angle comes in. So that was something that I thought we could try and see if we could pull off something like that. I think it would be quite, so you would see a panel or a group of people, whatever number we think is affordable, but we actually reach a much bigger audience at the end of it.
Okay. So I'm going to leave that in your corner for now while you find out all of those things.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sure she'll come back to me probably early next week, if not by, I haven't heard yet, but she will get back to me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the next lot of stuff, those are kind of things that we've got to do. We've got to draft a message requesting the videos from allies practitioners, as we had discussed. So now again, my question is, if this is the route we're going or thinking of going, do all of the things that we have discussed up to this point, would they necessarily apply to that way of thinking?
My President-elect, please clarify
Yes,
further.
Rebecca.
Are you talking about the program now, or you still highlighting?
Yes, I'm talking about the program.
Okay, please clarify further.
Okay, so if you look at the rest of the to-do list, it says we've got to draft messages requesting videos from allies practitioners. So if we go to that document that I had sent before that about the possible program, we were looking at the possibility of doing readings, identifying people to do that. We would ask people for messages of support. There'd be the videos from LIS institutions. I raised the possibility of us asking for libraries to record the users on why libraries matter. And then we would have this famous person, for example, also talking. So my question now is, if we're thinking about this, this proposal that Norris brought to the table, would all of those things fit into that proposal?
I think so. It may be short or cut a little bit, but isn't it, if I understand what Nora is bringing on, it's just that whatever that we were planning and bringing up with could be televised from the Zoom. So my understanding is whatever that we are bringing with those people, with those videos, can also become part of whatever that is
Sure.
on the
Yeah.
screen.
So
Laura?
it's about, yeah, so Rebecca's absolutely right. We were looking at when we looked at the program, the whole thing about being online is, and I think if we look at our experience of the virtual Indaba, when people didn't pitch and we had to end a bit earlier in the session and or give more time for Q&A and, you know, all of those things, because you have to have enough content to fill a specific time. So, and that was my thing all the time. You can have all the mechanics, you can have a platform available, you can have all of that.
Yeah.
But how do you generate the content? And that is going to be the big thing. So the ideas around content remain the same. The ideas around the program format, all of those things, yeah, that stays the same.
All right. Sorry, everybody. Can I just take a little break? I just need to take care of something at work. Nora, would you mind dealing with some of the rest of the things on that to-do list? Just until I get back. Hopefully this will not take long, if you don't mind.
Okay, but what's on the to-do list? Because I can't see it.
Okay. Larson, can you project it?
Okay.
You had it on earlier.
And there I thought I'm going to run to have a smoke quickly, but no.
No.
No, it's not one of the to-do list, Larson. Smoke is not one of the to-do list.
That was
a big, not good for you.
That was a big problem at the previous Exco when I was on Exco.
And where did you find it? Because there is no allowance for smoke.
They used to see my irritation and then they said, okay, I think it needs a break.
Okay, thanks, Larson. Okay. So Nora, can you just go on until I get back? And then so hopefully it won't take me that long. Okay. Sorry about this.
All right.
And it's all visible to everybody?
Yes, I can see it. Thanks, Larson.
Sure.
Yes, I've zoomed it. I can be able to see it. Thanks,
sure.
Larson.
So we stopped with, has anybody, so we've spoken about the date and time of the launch event. We're looking at the platforms. That's still, I will undertake to look at the mechanics of the broadcasting it. We need to do the videos, participants to do readings. So has anybody come up with any ideas around, sorry, Larson?
Nora, just going back to the videos,
yes.
Videos from LIS practitioners, I think we must just be a bit wary and inclusive here. In very often, I mean, even whilst I was an Exco, we get always labeled that it takes an academic or public library stance. You know, we lean towards either public libraries or academic libraries. I think in these videos we must try and get an array of libraries, you know, special libraries, and so that it's inclusive.
Yes, yeah. I think the idea, Larson, was to contact libraries across the board in terms of LIASA, you know, our institutional members and all of that, and our membership, and to ask them that if their institutions have videos. So it wasn't about, I mean, there's Nazim's idea of people making videos with their users, but also so many institutions already have videos on their YouTube channels about their orientations or their libraries or whatever. And it was to use things that are already available, because a lot of those videos are very professionally done. So we wouldn't have to go and employ people to make videos, you know, it's,
but I'm just saying, just look at special libraries and that kind of thing,
Whether the special libraries would actually have such videos is now another story. But
they do. I know the SABC does have. I've seen them.
So yes. We can definitely contact everybody who's a member, and that is what I'm saying is if the institution or the people are not members, then how do we actually, you know, do we give them the platform? And my my thing is that if we are promoting LIASA, we can't give non-LIASA members the platform.
Yes.
So, yeah. But maybe Lebo can just make a note of that so we can go through our membership database and determine between Kagiso, maybe you can tell us who the people are so that we write to them specifically.
Yeah.
So we have to send letters, record and upload. Oh, so has anybody sent through any ideas on participants to do readings? I see Nazim's got a deadline of the 1st of Feb.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Oh,
yes.
I've been talking. I think you guys did not hear me.
No, you were switched off then.
Oh, okay. This thing has get loosened. All right. Because I wanted to add earlier on Lashan's point, but it's fine. I have contacted 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4? Okay, 3 or 4. I'm trying to think out of my head. The possibility of, I'm not sure, I think it gets in here, the possibility of a pastor to talk, to contribute. And I've got a yes from that. So we need to send a package of who we are, the background, and what we intend doing and all that. And I've contacted the office of the Minister of Correctional Services. The reason being, we have prisoners that are there and the library serves them mostly, especially, for example, UNISA for one. And I'm promised to also send them the same message, the same information, and we can find as far as the commissioner or whoever the high profile person that side. That's second. The third person is the possibility that Lashan suggested of a poet from Natalia, my colleague here, to render a poem on that. And the fourth person is the reading from Iman. So all of them, except the confirmation that I haven't quite get it, it's from my colleague for the poem, but the rest have confirmed prior me sending the information to them.
Okay. Rebecca, the idea when we spoke about the past and stuff, it wasn't for the launch event. It was for them to be doing things in the community. So remember when we spoke about it, the launch event was a national event like your virtual Indaba. If you think about that program, for example, except that the content would be a little bit different. And I think when I spoke about the fact that leaders in the community, they would be people approached to be, it was examples given of how branches and interest groups can speak to communities. So it wasn't to have them necessarily on the launch program, because remember, we'll have to talk about exactly who it is, the speakers and stuff like that, and do they have a national profile and all of those things. So I think you should send it all through. I think the idea was that before we approach people, that we would first draw up a list, like we did with the virtual Indaba, where we draw up a list and we identify then specific people from the whole exco or from the whole planning committee to then say, these are the people that we will write to and find out whether they're interested. But we only do that when we have a complete list for the planning group to go through. And we wanted so we wanted the list by the 1st of February for everybody to come up with their ideas so that we can then say, oh, so-and-so, will you contact so-and-so, so-and-so contact so-and-so. And once they get verbal agreements, we then write the letters from the central point from, well, Nazim would have to do those formal letters, which is how we did it the last time.
Okay, the last time I wasn't part of your group,
so
and I understand what I understand, but I think I've just preempted in advance. It's not like I've confirmed with them. I was just indicating, selling the idea, to check.
Okay.
So it means I've already reported mine before the 1st.
Okay, but you still have to give us the full names, details, and
I'll do so.
Yeah, and contact details and what the person would do, because remember, it's very, very that was the other thing, we were very strict about what people spoke about with the virtual Indaba. So they were pre-recorded so that we could know what it was they were going to do. And it was very specific on time and stuff like that, because with the virtual event, you have to work within the slots, the time slots. Otherwise, you also run into logistical problems. Anyone else? So can we all agree that by Monday, we would have names of suggestions of people to do readings, speakers, and we'll have a list of the institutions that we can approach for the videos.
Just one point, Nora, I just wanted to make, I can remember in the last meeting, we said we will brief the interest groups or what's interest groups say. We said we will brief them before.
Yes.
You know, something like this, where you're talking about readings and stuff, I would like to think that from your interest groups, you would get many people who would come up with ideas from there in terms of readings and that kind of thing. I don't know if it's too late for that or what. I'm not sure, you know.
I'm just looking at the names. I mean, I'm looking at Nazim's dates that he put down here. I think the idea around the webinars, where's the webinars? Set up meeting with branch and interest group chairs. He's got that for the 12th of February.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Larshan, what you was trying to get at was the success of the virtual Indaba was very much that the planning committee was in charge of the contract of the content. And the planning committee had very clear ideas of what they wanted to communicate.
Sure.
And who would be the best people to communicate what they wanted. So, for example, I know William Gumedi has already committed to whatever Liasa does this year, he would be participating.
Sure.
So he's already committed to writing articles, and he will do readings wherever, you know, and he would especially like to read to schools if Liasa organized those kinds of readings. And these, of course, would all be virtual events. So there's a lot of other events. I think that people like, why I said it needs to be people with a high public profile.
Yes.
That's one of the things we said. We wanted celebrity people, we wanted well-known writers, we wanted, you know, people that have, like I always say, a national profile.
Yeah.
And because that is how you actually get the status and the gravitas of the event. If you actually have that kind of I call it control, but yeah. And that's what we're looking for.
Sure.
Okay, so is everybody happy to contribute, send through those emails according to the dates in this to-do list? It's quiet.
Yes, Nora, I'll
Yes,
send
yes,
mine already.
yes.
Kagiso, did you hear the request that we actually identify all the institution members and other from our membership list?
No, I think I might have missed that.
Okay, so when Larshan was talking about getting the videos from LIS practitioners, one of the ideas is that we approach our institutional members to submit videos about their institutions. So if you think about like the University of Zululand, they've got a really, really well-made orientation video that I've seen, for example. I was saying that we might not want to give the platform to non-LIASA members at this point. So it wouldn't be a random thing to all libraries. It's a specific letter that we want to write to specific. So we need to identify those institutions. And I thought that we should actually ask it to be from our membership.
Okay, that should be easy to.
Yeah.
We send out the letters to the institutions which.
To the institutions, yeah.
I just wanted to confirm if will we be communicating with the institutional membership that is paid up for the current year, or?
I think for the current year. Oh, you mean some of them haven't paid their membership yet?
Yes, yes.
Well, we need to get them
it's still January. January.
Maybe that's a way to get them to renew.
Because some of them have not yet completed their processes for membership renewal.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, we haven't done ours yet.
Well, they do have until the end of March, so we can do that. You know why it also occurred to me is because we asked Elsevier to do something around University of Pretoria. And then they couldn't submit because the institution itself said that they are not an institutional member. So that's why we had to have that other chap, what's his name, that spoke about, that told us about the 3D printer and how they made their masks and stuff, the Makerspace.
Isak van der Walt.
The Makerspace.
Isak van der Walt.
So basically, so as a institution, they didn't present as an institution because they have individual members but not institutional membership. So sometimes you have to walk those kinds of protocols.
Yes, and also the copyright issues as well of those videos. Yeah,
yes, which is why we need to approach members, and they need to have that the right to do that. Which is why I know that sort of University of Zululand won't be a problem.
Yeah,
their library, but you know, Rhodes Library, if you've got a video, an orientation video, I think UWC has them, and they you know, put it out publicly, so it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we've got one too. Like Meet Your, I was called Meet Your Library. I was Meet Your Librarian, which is actually very nice. It shows all the librarians. You're just introducing yourself, you know, which is very good.
We've got one as well at UNISA.
Yeah, so that is what I'm saying. Yeah, so if we're not, so that is why we needed to come from our members, because of copyright issues as well.
Okay, I'm back, everybody. Sorry it took a bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but when you work for a crazy organization, lots of crazy people harass you. So I had to listen to my to my manager telling me about that crazy director.
Can they send
Anyway.
us the crazy we read?
Where are we now?
Okay, so Nazib, we got to the point where everybody is going to send their suggestions for participants to do readings by the 1st of Feb. So they've got until Monday to do that.
Sure.
Rebecca's already identified 4 people and been in touch with them. So she will send through all those contact details as well.
Okay.
And then we were talking about the videos and that made from LIS practitioners and that we need to, I was thinking, approach our institutional members. So KJ will identify who those people are.
All right.
So that we know that we have full permission to use the video and that we're not breaking any copyright rules and stuff like that. And that's where we are because the other dates are, we still have to do that identity. And then I just explained to everybody how we actually determined the people that participated in the
that's kind of where
Indaba,
I came in,
and that it will be, we will throw all the names into the pot and then the planning committee actually decides on the content and the nature and who gets invited to talk and sends out the formal letter.
Okay. All right.
I just want to ask a quick question. Sorry.
Yes.
The planning committee versus EXCO. What happens? Whatever happens in this meeting, does it go through EXCO? And for approval?
Yeah. I probably have to keep them informed. So I would, well, if I follow Nikki's directive to me, it was, I'm leaving all of this to you. But in some form or manner, I will obviously always keep an EXCO informed where needs be. And if there's anything that comes from there, then I'll obviously report it at our meetings.
Okay. So what I was asking is, does EXCO approve what we do or not?
As the president-elect, yes, EXCO does.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yes, I wanted to say yes, they do.
So I've had a brief conversation with Nikki about where we are, what we've been doing, and she's okay with it. She has asked at some stage she wants to join one of the meetings because unlike the Indaba, I think she was a bit more clear about what she wanted. Whereas with SA Library Week, she's been a bit more remote.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So.
Yeah, I just want to know the role of this committee. Yeah, sorry.
But Larshan, I think that to a large extent is that although it's almost an approval in principle, and we take on board and we report back and we take on board the comments and the whatever, but it's not so much like if you don't approve, we can't do it. You know what I mean? It's not an approval in that sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of the other things on the to-do list in that little band, so the messages of support, that's kind of a standard. That's a standard thing that we do every year. When Anna Marie is back, I'll talk to her about all of those things. And then obviously we said that we would have the meeting with DAC. So when Anna Marie is back from leave, then we will set that up and hopefully we'll be able to either report on whether we've had the meeting next time or we will have the meeting shortly after that. Okay, on the next band in that to-do list is the Library Week webinars. So one of the things I put on the program, and I think both Rebecca and Nora, well, no, Nora had commented that that's maybe something that's not part of the launch, that it's maybe rather something that moves to an event within the week. I don't know if that's still where we maybe want to go. If you kind of look at the links that I sent you for some of the other associations, as you see, can see a lot of them, they don't really the association doesn't necessarily always convene things, but there are things here and there that they do. So I think Alia is probably the one that does most in terms of an association doing things. So yeah, Larsen.
Nazim, I just want to come in here. I was looking at the links you sent, and I was just after that, I was just thinking about it. I think this entire band of SALW webinars, SA Library webinars, I think this should be handed over to the branches and interest groups. They must run with this, and I think every interest group needs to come up with a webinar, and it will be appropriate for their interest group as such. So even if they overlap, it doesn't matter, because each grouping will have their own event sometime in the week. But you could attend it if you want. If academic librarians want to attend the HELIC one, they can just attend it.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Nora, you had your hand up.
Sorry, I was on mute. I may have had my hand up for something else, but I think this is an excellent idea, because I also looked through some of those links, and it did strike me that there's a lot of stuff that's happening within the associations for the librarians, and I thought that was actually so Larsen's idea is quite excellent, actually. I don't think that is what we originally had in mind.
No,
but as long as we have the webinar for the organization of the week and what we would like to see branches and interest group do, which is that meeting, then in terms of the week itself, they could actually do their own thing. The other
and
thing,
there could actually be many things happening at the same time, which is, I think, a great thing.
Yes, and I think also if you have EXCO members involved in each of those webinars, you share it, or you just do an introduction kind of thank you or whatever, or an introductory kind of. So if you share it amongst the EXCO members, it's and also if you in sectors, like, Nazim, if you do the public library one, Venan does the academic library part, that kind of thing. I'm just giving you an example,
Yeah.
And then you can talk to them also about taking up their designations in the professional body and what that means.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. Great stuff, Larsen. Thank you. Tick. I'll change some of the wording when I do the next version of it to reflect what we've discussed here, and then just change the dates to those things. The make people. Okay, Rebecca, you had your hand up. Sorry.
I did, and I thought maybe I should lower it now. Yeah, I wanted to just echo what Larsen was saying, which is a good idea. And I think it just built up on the previous way of doing things. Now we're doing it virtually through webinars as well. Because as soon as the launch is done, the branches normally had to celebrate accordingly to with their various. So it's just to build up that to really, and the way he's putting it is actually good, because in some of the branches we used to even have an EXCO member, as he's saying, who could just introduce or do something, So I support that, and I'm just thinking the date that you've put there, it's actually the one that is still coming is up to the 1st of March. So it means the sooner we communicate with branches, the better. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, the next band then relates to all of these things with the branch and interest group chairs. And that's what we said, we'd have the meeting sometime in that week. I think actually the minutes reflected as the week of the 8th. I've just put it at the end of that week.
Sorry, Nazim.
Sorry, Rebecca.
Before you gave me, you were pointing out make, and you did not complete.
Oh, sorry. I thought that's what you were going to speak to. Sorry, I'd forgotten again. No, I wanted to say, based on Lanshan's comment, you're the only interest group in a sense that's represented here. But considering your comments, Rebecca, then I would assume that Meg would then be on board in any case.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if I can say,
yeah, sure, Teresa.
I think that whenever you are communicating what we should do at the intergroups or branches, just to have very clear guidelines. Not everybody's on top of what's happening, so
yeah.
There can be maybe a central email coming from Anna Marie on behalf of Lars to all the intergroups. Say, this is what we want to do, and this is what we expect of you, maybe with in line with the theme, and give us ideas, before they even run anything, so that we can see if there's any responses, because we might have very high expectations that people will participate, but at the end of the day, you know how it goes. You only
No, sure. But that's why, and again, I think I need to change the date. So in that communication ban, I'd put a thing in there to say we must develop some sort of information pack related to SA Library Week. So kind of the things you're talking about, Teresa, is what I envisage would go in there. So it would kind of explain to branches and interest groups, what is it that we're intending to do? What do we think that they could do? And all the ideas related to SA Library Week and the theme. And that's what we would actually give them as an information pack. Nara?
No, I was just going to point out in that communication band where it says set up meeting with branch and interest group chairs. 12th of February, that's the very purpose of that meeting that Teresa was talking about. The purpose of that meeting is to actually prepare them for the SA Library Week. And then at that same time, we would then talk about the webinars that Larshan suggested. So that would now be incorporated into that communication band. Set up meeting with, it will form part of that. And of course, the information pack would then come out of that. Be part of that as well.
Yeah, that's what I needed to change the date there, because that would follow once we actually had the meeting and discussions with them.
And Nazim, if you could add in there, I saw that I think it is on the ALA where they have, is it ALA that has sample, besides the fact that they have their poster, of course, with Natalie Portman and stuff like that. I just thought, do we have a Natalie? They do sample media releases, sample.
I saw that,
Did you see that? And I just thought that's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah. So,
and I knew
again,
it will interest you, Nora.
but again, I think this is what we talked about in the last meeting as well. So when we talk to the chairs, it's to also, that whole idea we have of them approaching their local newspaper, their local, whoever it is, to kind of bring the message home. These are the kind of things that, for me, in the information pack, we've actually got to provide to them, because not everybody can do these things by just, pulling it out of the air. And if we can actually get this kind of thing right, then it would assist them as well in maybe, not feeling so cautious about approaching somebody to do something for them.
I think, Nazim, sorry, I can't raise my hand. I don't know where. I actually lost that icon of raising it. Sorry.
That's okay. You're sharing your screen, so I forgive you.
Yes. I just want to say here, maybe we should develop some sub-themes, a list of sub-themes that the webinars can take shape. It doesn't have to follow that exact theme, but it needs to be incorporated there. So if you put about 5 sub-themes within that 5 or 6 sub-themes in terms of library matters, and within the library matters, what sub-themes could fit in that. So people will have a guideline as to what, how to take these webinars forward.
Okay, good idea.
The rationale actually gives you all your sub-themes that you want.
So you can use that.
But
so we can use
this. It's okay. We're
Yeah.
still waiting for the sign off of that. So
Okay. Yeah, but I'm saying, but thanks, Nora, for that. You know what? You can take the sub themes and make that as part of the webinar themes. It'll be fine.
Okay. I'm making notes here. All right. The next band is, I just called it marketing. I think my timeline is a little bit ambitious, but it was more to put something there so that we don't lose sight of it. It kind of ties into, I think somewhere on top I had something, or no, I think it's in a minute somewhere. So when I think in the last meeting we indicated we would probably have to draft content for things we want to put in the newspaper. You know, what are we actually going to use? Is there going to be a video? Is there going to be newspaper adverts only? So that's something that we've got to decide. And once we decide on that, we've got to decide what the content would be. And we've also got to identify who's actually going to do this for us. So Nora, I wanted to ask you, I wasn't sure whether these are some of the things that you are discussing with your contact, or whether it forms part of that discussion.
Nazim, yes, because the person is based in the media, I was looking at a kind of a marketing plan as well.
Okay.
I've actually made suggestions to her, and I'm waiting to see what she thinks of my ideas and how they can be implemented, or whether new ideas. The one thing about I think adverts, one of the things I wanted to say is what we haven't done before is we don't look at advertising besides social media, but online newspapers, for example. So
yeah,
no, they're not called newspapers. What are they called nowadays?
We'll call them newspapers, online newspapers.
But some of them charge and some of them don't. But it's something to think about, because if we're going to go the virtual route, then surely we need to be using virtual media for our advertising as well. And yes, it would be nice to have, but because even the Sunday Times, you know, is Times Live and that. So I think we need to be looking that way rather than a big half page in the Sunday Times that cost us how many thousands of rands, whatever.
So in the past, we've always done the advertorial in the, and I forget the media house's name now.
Times Media. Did we use not Times Media?
So we would do it in the Argus.
Yeah, that's online, independent. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had this relationship for the last couple of years, and the person there actually calls Anna Marie to say, okay, what are we doing this year? Are we doing the same thing? And it normally comes at a fairly good cost, I think, because it covers quite a number of newspapers.
Yeah, and Nazim, sorry, one more thing I was going to say. Well, Facebook has a pay where you can pay for an advertisement, and that gives more coverage. Yeah, I'm not sure how it works though. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, but that's stuff that we've got to investigate, and probably find out what the cost to that is, because again, we need to finalize these things because that feeds into the budget discussion we need to have with DAC. Even though the money is there, but we need to carve it up and then say this is how we actually intend to use it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they want a proposal from us with very specific plan and very specific costings. So if anybody can actually look at those kinds of things like social media costs, for example, advertising on Facebook, advertising maybe between Larsen and Teresa.
I'm not sure if Anna Marie does have that, because we've spoken to this. We've spoken to this in the previous Exco when I was on Exco. We've had this conversation. So Anna Marie may just have it. Just speak to her first, but we'll also check.
I think she might have.
Okay, because Kagiso and Lebo, I actually wanted to say, I'll probably put it into an email still, and I'll copy Anna Marie in as well. But maybe this is something that we can leave with LNO staff to do, to kind of investigate costs of things that we're thinking of doing, and then just bringing it to the meeting.
Okay, noted, Nazim.
All right, thank you. Nora, do you have your hand up?
So I just wanted
from a
to
previous
know,
time? Oh, okay.
It was from a previous time, but I just got a question popped up where you said identify service providers to produce marketing material.
Well,
what service providers would those be?
I didn't know how to put it, but it's kind of, I probably should have put it a different way, but I think it relates to the lines above that. So whatever it is that we're going to do, it's to so like we're talking about IOL, for example, or we're talking about Facebook. So it's not actually service providers, it's more, I don't know what the word is.
Media houses and platforms.
Yeah, so that's what I'm actually referring to, okay. In the next band, it's about meetings. So I wanted to, so when Anna Marie is back, we'll set up the meeting with DAC around funding, at least explore a date to actually have that meeting. And then, as I indicated in my email, so when I looked at everybody's responses in terms of our meetings, because remember I'd indicated I would prefer that we have a set date and time. This is the time slot that most people had in common, and it was Tuesday or Thursday. The reason I set up today's meeting for today, because obviously at that stage, Tuesday had come and gone. So I just want to know which people would prefer, Tuesday or Thursday. Can we keep it to Thursday, or would you rather have it on a Tuesday?
I'm fine with Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday is fine with me too, thanks.
Thursday's fine with me.
All right. Rebecca?
You know my strength point. So I don't have any problem with joining on any day. It's just my other
so on
challenges.
Thursday is fine with you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And Rebecca and Nazim, your Friday is outvoted. I saw you and Nazim had Fridays outvoted.
Yeah,
thank you.
we saw that, Lashin. But mine was just one slot. Nazim was the whole day.
Yeah, there we go. I tend to be at home very often on a Friday, so yeah.
Well, some of us are still socialites, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Then just the last band. Okay, so the sponsorship letter. Again, I will. When Anna Marie is back, she did send the letter to all of us. So if everybody could just have a look at that and see if there's anything that they want to change.
Nazim, I think if you ask Kagiso to mute himself.
Please. Okay.
Oh, sorry, colleagues.
Okay. So, where was I? Oh, so when Anna Marie is back next week,
when Anna Marie is back.
Then we can finalize that one, and then she can send it off to the potential sponsors, which is then the last line in that to-do list. Is there anything that you feel that I've left out of this to-do list, bar the things that we've noted as we've been speaking, that I need to add to this?
Sorry, Nazim. You know that that we had this thing of, are you, I know we've got this invite messages of support for Library Week, but remember the idea we had of contacting people about why libraries matter, and so whether they opinionists, all of those sorts of people, and that we would identify specific names and then write to those people and say, would they do this during Library Week? So I'm not sure whether we would have to send them some kind of document and invite them to whether they write an article. The whole point is that whatever they do it during the week, and that is and we may have to talk to people specifically, like people that we can pick up a phone and talk to, or people that, but I was thinking that one of the things, and I don't know how to do this, if anybody can suggest, all the speakers that we've had as invited speakers or high profile speakers at all of our conferences, if we could get those names, means going through old conference programs, I suppose. So I just remembered offhand people like Fred Kumalo, Eusebius was there. I know in Cape Town, we once had an event with Mark Lottering. If you can recall all of those, if anybody's got all the old conference programs or that information to hand, then we can address specifically to those people because they already have a liaisa at heart, sort of, or have had contact with us.
Yes.
I was
that's
even
a good idea.
of Judge Albie Sachs, who was our speaker who opened the IFLA. Remember?
Yes.
So I'm thinking of those kinds of people, and to ask them if they would write why libraries matter to them in their lives, but that they try to publish in whichever medium they want to. They do it during that period.
Okay. I suppose we could ask Anna Marie to see if she can pull as much of that as she can.
May I also ask how far along do you want this, the programs, the previous ones?
I would think 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
5 to 10 years.
Yes.
Okay.
The last 5 to 10 years, but we know about Judge Albie Sachs, and I don't think it should be difficult to contact him, and I'm sure if he must just do like a tweet or something. I was just thinking Ronnie Castrol's has been writing quite a lot, and I know that they are in Parkhurst and very involved with their library there. So it's getting people like that to tweet,
I can also
post on Facebook, and if you follow people, Angelo Fick, all of those people.
And Brent Lindeque and all
Lindeque,
these people.
yes, I actually, in my email to Asina, I actually mention all of that, and in fact Brent's name, because after his presentation at the conference, I actually subscribed to the Good Things guys. I get every Friday, I get my feel good moment. And then I couldn't remember our running advocate, but that's another one.
No, I can speak to him because we Twitter friends.
Okay.
So.
And then there's the journalist with New Frame.
Yes, I have I almost want to say speed dial, but
So those are the contacts we should use, because
she said she did say she wants to do a follow-up story after the Indaba. So maybe I'll alert her to Library Week coming up, and this is the theme, etc. And maybe she can think about doing something.
And then she needs to do something for New Frame, but it's got to be published during that week. That's the whole point, so that you have a media, what do you call it? Like a
blitz.
Bomb, a media blitz. But it's not coming from librarians,
Liasa.
and it's not coming from Liasa. That's the point.
So,
So,
it's a
guys, if you can think.
Yeah, so it's a social media watch, a mob, whatever, what do you call that?
Yeah. It's flash mob.
Kind of flash mob, that's it.
A flash mob on social media, but it's more than that, Larshan, because we can get people like Prof. Marwala, for example. The reason he was invited to the Indaba is because I read his columns,
yes, me too.
which he writes on the Daily Maverick.
Yeah.
So if you can get Prof. Marwala to do an opinionista on the Daily Maverick, and it's published during that week, that's the aim.
Yeah.
You know, where you always see their names. William Gamedi, for example, did a follow-up to the virtual Indaba with an article that was published on News 24 and then published in the Namibian. And he mentions the virtual Indaba in that article. So it's getting that kind of coverage.
Yeah. All right. I'll add this as a line item to the to-do list as well, because I don't want us to then lose track of it.
Yes, please, because I don't see it there.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
either part of marketing or communication.
Yeah, I've made a note of it and I'll see where I can slot it in.
But at the moment, I thought it will just fall under general, and the next time you put on the agenda, it will then be put on in the appropriate column.
Yeah. No, I'm talking more about in the to-do list. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think we've covered everything. We've agreed to Thursdays. Is there anything else that anybody wants to talk about? No.
Teresa's the idea of the competition and the prize.
Yeah.
Oh, that was what I saw. There was the spelling error. It was price instead of prize.
Oh, okay.
That occurs to me. It's not in the to-do list.
Okay. Yeah, I'll add that one as well. Okay.
Yeah, I think we still need to decide how we're going to go about, but it obviously needs to include everybody. And with this opening late now, if we're aiming at schools only, we'll have to like sort of launch the competition very early, or else we have to open it to everybody and maybe just do something that they submit online. So I think it's something we can also think about. I'll brainstorm with Renee as well.
Okay.
And normally she's got very good ideas. So then maybe we can come up with a specific idea for this theme, including everybody sort of, but maybe something that they can submit online.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll do that. I'll do that offline in the meantime.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll add it as a line item to one of the things in the to-do list in any case, so that again we don't lose sight of it.
I was also thinking of, you know, we're having a prize for Library Week contribution, whether it will be a poster that someone creates or a story or whatever. But I was also thinking when Lashma was also talking about the branches and interest groups, I mean, just to boost them a bit, if we can have sort of some sort of competition going, to motivate them, you know, with what ideas are coming up and who's participating. I don't know if that can also work, but it's always a good idea to have some sort of competition somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe something to think about.
Yeah.
I think that will work because people just sometimes you send something and they just don't respond because there's nothing for it. But if we are to, even if we are to say who's number one out of all of them, regardless of the price, but they will do something to try and achieve something. Otherwise, they will just receive the information and leave it like that. Especially now that everything is online, they're not even, you know, getting together.
Nora?
I
Yeah,
support that.
I don't want to put a damper on things, but we had 2 competitions last year, and I think we got 4 entries, and the prize was a free membership for this year. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not. I'm just being realistic. That was, if we have to be pragmatic, and we have to say that these things happen, and what was it that went wrong, maybe, or what we didn't do enough of. So I do think when we have these things, we need to evaluate so we can improve for the next time. But Nazim, it also that speaks to your idea about awards. And when we were talking about branches and interest groups, I just thought that I think we had this idea about launching a type of competition, which would then be acknowledged and awarded on Librarians' Day, so that we always link.
I actually realized it's not in the list, and I'd actually just made a note for myself to say, I must actually add that to the list. Because that's something we then also need to communicate to them when we have the meeting with them.
Yes.
Exactly that. That's what the point that I was also indicating in support of Teresa's sentiment, to say, even if it's not for pricing, like the award that you were thinking, Nazim, but just to say this branch came top because their ideas was what. So to just evaluate them, as we are saying, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and then Nazim, I would also, just want to know, because when we start in May, for example, with the competition to put all the material together and the wording and all of that, we will need to know, is there prize number 1, 2, and 3?
Of course, yeah.
And what will it be? So I don't know who will I be talking to about the prizes that's available.
It's probably a conversation we need to have when Anna Maria is back. So I think let's park it there. And then when she's back, then we can have a conversation about that, Teresa.
Okay, that is fine, because I know in the past they were the sponsors and also Van Skyk, but I think there was a bit of a clash between, the prizes, and then Meg having it on a sideline. But we can discuss it when Anna Marie's back. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nora, did you have your hand up again, or is it from a previous time?
I don't think you should ask her that. Every time you ask her, she
said, That's nasty, Rebecca. I don't expect that from you.
Where is Nora anyway?
I'm still here, and I'm listening to all of you. And I did pick up a couple of stuff, so I did think that that we missed. So
I told you.
That's why I asked.
As you said, the whole saying that we're talking behind your back does not apply in the virtual space.
What is it that you want us to add? Nora?
No, I'd given all my additions.
Okay. No, your hand was raised on the thingy. That's why I know.
Asking. I'd forgotten to take it down, so I have.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here this afternoon. I do appreciate it. Until we see each other next Thursday, be safe. Try and enjoy the weekend, even if you're not going to go anywhere. Thank you very much for your participation and your inputs. Have a wonderful...
If Lars can stop sharing his screen, and then we can maybe say goodbye.
Okay, sorry. God.
I told you guys have to practice, because this picture picture has to go into the Liasa in Touch, right? So
All right.
next meeting, we will put out an announcement when Anna Marie sends out the goodie, the beating notice.
Okay.
I'm going to ask her to please say that, yeah, you can wear your best clothes or dress up or whatever. Do your hair in a funny way.
I'll cut my hair, I'll shave.
Then we'll do a picture for the Liasa in Touch because...
I'll do that. Yes, Rebecca, I'll do that.
Yes. And then there'll be, just so that you guys know, normally the Liasa in Touch of March carries the poster on the cover, which are why I always interested in those deadline dates. And then we will also carry, Nazim will write an article on Library Week and what we plan. So even though the magazine comes out in the 1st of March, which is always my deadline for putting it up, people will still be able to see and get ideas out of the magazine as to what we are doing during Library Week. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
But
Bye,
that
everybody.
was not for noting, ne?
That was just to warn you about next week.
I know. Thanks. I will send you my notes, Lebo and Nazim, and yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Okay,
Have a
thanks,
good
colleagues.
evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.